Hey y'all. So I haven't been on for a little bit and I am sorry about that. Um but I've been seeing, a lot of opinions and conspiracies about everybody, giving their own voice, which is understandable. But this is like a major thing, and I want to say what it is like to go through a cesarean. You know, they're not easy. A cesarean is so not easy, you know, and it's definitely not for the weak of heart. It's really not. A lot of people, I'm hearing honestly a lot of people say that, it's the easy way out. It's people just do it so they don't have to worry about what it's going to be like, and they don't have to deal with pain or anything. No, no, it's not that at all. It's more the fact it's really not a choice. I mean, some people, yeah, they have a choice if they want to do it like normally, you know, or if they want to actually have it. And most of the time, it's really not a choice. And for me, it really wasn't. I'm a C-section mom, and I wasn't planning it. I wasn't planning on having my daughter C-section. I was planning on having her normally. I wanted to have my daughter normally, but I couldn't help it. I had no say in the matter. No, I'm gonna kind of tell you on how it happened because it is important that you know why, and not just for me, because it's not just like I'm not the only person that's had this happen. It's like thousands of women, millions of women around the world that are like me who had had this done, either for almost the same reason or for a different reason. It's still the same thing. Now, with me, I was 16 when I got pregnant, and my senior year, I was 17, and I was 38 weeks along when I come home from school and my mother tells me I need to pack my bags, I need to get ready to go to the hospital. And I didn't know why. I thought I was in trouble. I thought the doctor, said that, there's complications, something bad's actually happening. And it was more the fact that I had to go in for an emergency inducement. And if you don't know what that is, it is when um, you are forced to actually have the baby early, or else there will be complications or there is something wrong. So midnight, I ended up having to go into the hospital to go get induced. Um, so I was hooked up to a lot of things. I was hooked up to a heart monitor. I was hooked up to little monitors on my stomach, so they can keep the pulse of the baby, make sure the baby's doing okay. Um, what they did, um, they gave me a certain inducement, and there is different types. The one they gave me is pill form. There's 3 different pills and for this inducement. Each pill is for each part of labor. Well, the first pill I took was to start it, basically. And about halfway through it, because they have to sit it right here and let it dissolve. And halfway through it, the nurses and doctors had to rush in and scrape my mouth clean. There couldn't be nothing from the pill at all in my mouth because it started causing major health problems. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get oxygen. They tried putting an oxygen mask on me. I would choke. I ended up having to get the one that goes through the nose. My heart was starting to race a lot. My body was starting to freak out. I couldn't hold still. And so with that all going on, also the baby was starting to have some complications. Her heart was going down. Her body was going into a frenzy. So they immediately told my family I had to go in for a C-section. I had to go get cut open. If I didn't, me and my child would die. And so they gave me the epidural, and that hurt. That hurt a lot. Because when they do that, they stick it not on the spine. They don't stick it on the spine. They don't stick it around the spine. They stick it inside your spine. So it's literally going into your bones. And it hurts a lot. It's a lot of pain. I ended up, because I was moving so much, even without that pain, just because my body was in a frenzy. On almost every limb of my body, there was a doctor or a nurse either holding it down or sitting on it. So I would not move. They had to lay me down to cut me open, of course, but they couldn't wait for it to fully kick in. I ended up, within 3 minutes, getting cut open. So I felt the knife. I didn't feel the pain, I felt the knife. And I felt the pull. Right after the pull, I blacked out. I was gone. Like, I passed out. 3:15 in the morning, my daughter was born. She was 5 pounds, 18 inches long. Struggling a little bit. It took me a while to wake up. I didn't wake up till about 8:30 in the morning. And I was still out of it very heavily. I was in and out. I couldn't see my baby or anything. It took till about 9:30, 10 o'clock till they brought my baby in. She was insanely small. They didn't have it really hooked up onto anything quite yet. But we were scared for her health. They were scared for me as well. I was in the hospital for 2 days to make sure everything was going okay with me. My daughter, unfortunately, she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, she ended up having jaundice twice. I couldn't breastfeed her. I actually had to do bottle mixed with medicine, mixed with formula, mixed with goat's milk, so she could try to keep it down, because she couldn't keep anything down. Her immune system was not letting her keep anything down. Within 2 days, she went from 5 pounds to 4.2, just automatic drop, which is normal, yes, but the fact she kept going down and how quick she was going down with her weight is not. So, 4 days, her first 4 days, she did not have an incubator, but the rest of the time she was there, she was stuck inside an incubator just so she could use her energy to keep food down and to gain weight. The incubator was keeping her warm because that's where all her energy was going. And it took me for a long time to heal. from the cesarean. I couldn't really walk. I couldn't move. Any kind of movement would hurt. You know, it's not easy. It's not. I can't deny that it's not. Um, it's not easy for the mother. It's not easy for the child. It's not easy for the family. It's not easy for anybody. You know, it causes a lot of problems. It really does. Um, you know, my daughter, she'll be 5 in October, and she still has health problems. You know, and with 5 years basically almost here, I still got my scar, you know, and because they cut me, you know, I don't have feeling anywhere near that scar. Like I don't have feeling there. It's all numb. I can get pinched right there and I won't feel it. That does not come back. You know, for a few years, I always was mistaken for being pregnant because you can't really lose weight all that well with a cesarean, unfortunately. So you basically always get body shamed because of it. You know, it's hard. It is hard. A cesarean is so hard to deal with. You know, while it's happening and the aftermath, like it's hard. It's not for the weak mind. It's really not. A cesarean is not for the weak minded. It's not done because you're weak. You know, a cesarean is done by the people that have the strength to pull through it. And even when it has to be forced upon, like, you have no choice. Like, I cried many, many times when I had a, but now it's just one of those things where I can look at my scar and think about that. Think about how that one cut, that surgery that doctor did, saved my child and my life. It's not easy. It will never be easy. And I don't think it's ever going to be easy for any woman that has to deal with that. I really don't. But it honestly, I will tell you this right now, it's so worth it. You know, I wouldn't want it to change. I really wouldn't. No, I love my baby. I love my little girl. You know, I love everybody that's in my life. I've loved everybody that supported me through it because it was, with how hard it was, I had a lot of support through it all. And I couldn't ask for anything more than that. You know, and I still get support through it because it's still, after 5 years, it's still hard to know sometimes. Like, it's still hard to deal with sometimes. But I still get such amazing support from it. Um, but to any girl out there, any woman out there that has gone through it and gets shamed upon, gets dissed upon, anything like that, for having a C-section, don't even listen. Like, I will tell you that right now, don't listen to a word. Because that is a major surgery. No matter what anybody says, that is a major surgery. It's literally life or death when it comes to it. Because even if you do choose to have it, it's still life or death. You are beyond strong if you have it. And for anybody that wants to diss on it, Look it up, watch videos, ask friends that have kids, because I guarantee you, any of your friends that have kids, at least one of them has gone through a cesarean. I will tell you that right now. It is not easy to deal with. And for guys out there, I am sorry, but you guys have no idea what you're talking about when you diss a woman for having a scar, for not being able to lose the weight, for anything like that, for saying we are weak for having that. You guys are the ones that are weak because you cannot accept the fact that we brought a life into this world, that we risked our lives to bring somebody else into this world. If you want to diss on anybody, you can diss on yourselves for being that shallow and for being that rude and being that disrespectful. You guys are amazing. I love you. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. Always love yourself. Because I guarantee you, your children are going to love you. I'll be back on probably tomorrow. I hope. But don't ever let anything get you down.